Nature always has the final say. For more than 50 years, the rock walls built to extend the entrance to the Tweed River have proved to be a natural disaster by stopping the flow of sand onto the Gold Coast beaches. There are many long-time residents of the Gold Coast who have taken a keen interest on the preservation of our surfing beaches. They understand how the natural northerly drift of sand, known as the littoral drift, has maintained those beaches. Sand is held in suspension by the breaking waves and moves like a river of sand northward along the coast. This continually replenishes the beaches and keeps them clean and nourished. It seemed that the authorities didn't realise that extending those walls on the Tweed River would block this flow of sand and starve the beaches of the Gold Coast without some major diversion. At the time, the authorities reasoned that extending the walls would make the bar crossing safer, but at what cost to the Gold Coast beaches? Those decisions made back in the 1960s have proved to be very costly for the Gold Coast over many years. Gold Coast beaches attract visitors from around the world. Nature has provided this beautiful area with a world-class surfing break and stunning beaches. The surf at Snapper Rocks is a real challenge. To be starved of sand puts all of this in jeopardy. We all know that at times nature can be cruel. A cyclone can move in from the sea, generate huge waves and strong winds, and pound the foreshore. Overnight, that safe beach of yesterday is torn away, leaving enormous scarping of the sand dunes and a dangerous beach. In the past, natural damage to the beaches along the Gold Coast has been severe, in places leaving only the unattractive black mineral sand. But in time, calm weather will return and nature will restore the beaches to pristine condition. In the 1980s, overseas dredgers were brought in an effort to move the build-up of sand at the Tweed Bar and pump it onto the beaches north of the river mouth. Off Kura Point, a large groin had been built in the 1970s. Sand was pumped ashore to nourish both Greenmount Beach and the almost non-existent Kura Beach. It took almost 40 years after the Tweed River walls were built for a sand bypass system to be constructed on the southern side of the Tweed River. Its job was to capture the moving sand and pump it north past the river mouth. Outlet pipes discharged the sand at Duranbar, Rainbow Bay and Kura Point when required. Then for a while there was too much sand on the beaches from that constant dredging and pumping. The reefs just off Kura Beach were completely covered and the board riders lost that challenging wave. To help to correct this, the length of the groin off Kura Point and the smaller groin north of the beach were both reduced to allow the sand to flow north without restriction. It became just a trial and error strategy to regulate the pumping schedule, something that nature had done well in the past. Since early days, Kura Beach has always been susceptible to severe beach erosion, especially in cyclonic times. Many times the beach was completely washed away, and on one occasion the beach pavilion was badly damaged. It was hoped that the groin walls and the well-controlled bypass system would save this beach in the future. Then just recently, board riders complained that the famous Curra Swell had been destroyed by cutting back the Curra Point groin. Once again, authorities listened to their request and extended this rock wall again. They reasoned that this would return the famous Curra break and hopefully expose the reef just off the point once again for the divers. The sand on Curra Beach had been at its best for years, but within a few short months the beach began to erode badly. Nature once again is calling the shots. Bad weather events will always cause temporary erosion at this beach, but extending the Curra rock wall even those few metres altered the flow of sand along the coastline and changed the beach profile. Luckily, the sand bypass system has an outlet at that groin, so if they get it right and release just enough sand at that point, Curra Beach may retain its surfing reputation. The board riders will keep their wave, and the health of the offshore reef will satisfy the divers. History has shown breaking the rules of nature is costly. The authorities now have the knowledge and tools to keep the beaches stable. But disobey those rules of nature and the reputation of the Gold Coast beaches could be lost.